picture, please. Okay, now it's all like spiritualism now. Okay, so it's easier that people to push away into spirits, religions, superstitions, because they don't understand what happened. It's a natural phenomenon. Next picture, please. Okay, so it's all over the world, all over the world. So is it a coincidence? Surely it's not a coincidence, isn't it? So there must be something behind it. So that's my PhD dissertation work. Okay, yeah. Now these are some of the cave engraving in China. Okay, and the right hand side, the top right, and that is the part of these clay things, which recording all the spiritual dancing and thing. And then right at the bottom, I quote up all the ancient texts relating, to all this spontaneous reaction. At that time, they call it wushu or woo-woo. Just different time, different dynasty, different name. That's all. Don't have to argue about it. Okay. And also all these very ancient drawing we're talking about, all the evolution of human species. Just like now, yeah, we're talking about, the 5 legendary figures. Now, okay, now come to this one. Now, there's another stages now I can use. Okay, now before I come to this one, I would quickly refer back so we can continuations of looking into the evolution of human energy work in China. So from that on, from the beginning, Homo erectus, and come up gradually, right? Yeah, 100,000 years ago, our brain have evolved into, obviously from subconsciousness, we evolve into more consciousness, more aware of the existence of ourselves and things like that. 100,000 years, and they call it Homo sapiens. Okay, and then later on, and all this coming down into ceremony. Now people turn into ceremony, right? The woo and the spiritualism and thing. Yeah, it all happen all over the world. But like I said, I can only, pinpoint down in the Chinese side. Okay, yeah. So now, but all these are hypotheses, isn't it? Because how are you going to find any archaeological diggings dating back by the teeth? Yeah, but what about talking about these ceremony things, all the spiritualism and all the different worship ceremony rituals and things? You can't find anything relating to that. But definitely, logic, rationale is pointed to the direction that yes, it's starting from the beginning of human evolution. But in a university level, we have to have some concrete evidence. And I'm using this as concrete evidence. This is the upper caveman, which range about 18,000 years ago. Why is it I use this 18,000 years ago as a mark? Because from the archaeological digging, we found some bones. Now, these are very important evidence now. And these marks down that, right, is actually the ceremony, all the spiritualism, all the ceremony. We can say that with actual evidence is 18,000 years ago. So when this wushu and all this spiritualism happened, okay, yeah, and that means spontaneous was started then, and then the methodology will start a little bit later. So I'll give you that Chinese QiGong, Chinese energy work from archaeological digging, right? Yeah. And from anthropology, will be at 18,000 years ago. Okay, maybe somebody say that I'm talking about rubbish. Fine. Have a look at your homework. Can you submit your homework before you come in, please? Okay, my homework's submitted. Okay, yeah. So what happened, why I choose this period is because all the ritual started. So the ritual is spiritualism, right? Superstition, if you want, or even religion. It's just different names. So what is point of arguing about the name? Next picture, please. This is why. They found archaeological diggings, the other expert, they found, right, yeah, bones. So now these bones, that means the dead body, they weren't just thrown out in the wilderness. It has been gone through a ceremony. How do you think that? How would I think that? Is because the bones is tainted with red hematite powder. Maybe it's about talking about the red is blood. They may think about reincarnation in this kind of word they're using, or maybe the guy will come back alive. So whatever it is, if the body has been treated in a very special ritual, and the ritual started with spiritualism, isn't it? Okay, yeah. So ceremony. So to me, right, which my research work has been checked by all these, different professors in China. You saw the 7 of them. Okay, yeah. So like I said, you said I'm stupid, but please, have some respect to other professors. I don't think they're that stupid that, they think that I'll make things up like that. Okay. So that means Chinese Qigong can start at 18,000 years ago from the spontaneous reaction. And Gong Fa, the methodology, right, will be a bit later. Okay, yeah, people try to mimic all the movements, the reaction, natural body reaction. It is a natural body medicine, isn't it? So self-healing. Is it not what we're talking about now? So you can see all this, I know it's drawing. So everybody was like very high, completely stoned. And I had 28 years captured on my camera, right? Yeah, with all my clinical case study. Now, next picture, please. Now look at this lady. If I remember, this is either Slovakia or Czech. Any normal people with the brainwave of consciousness will fall down, wouldn't it? Yeah, I have loads of pictures all over the world. People bend around like this. And it's a research fellow, right? You can say a fake, you can say I pay money to do that, but it doesn't matter. Our job is what happened there, to find out what happened there. Why did it happen? How can we relating to the self-healing side? This is what, we, as a research fellow do. Okay, yeah, not just simply just rubbish somebody else's work without even spending time, to do the homework. True. So you can see all this. Now the mind has slipped into subconsciousness. This is called the alternations of the status of consciousness. Right. Next picture, please. Now I'll also show my work. This is about 1993, 28 years ago. And this gentleman, this is my first successful case in MS, multiple sclerosis. I have the entire clinical case study on film, and also double checked by another doctor. And it's been gone. The report has been reported to one of the major English newspaper at that time, back in it. So whatever you say, oh, this is rubbish, this is quack medicine, yeah, this is a cult, it doesn't matter. It's just a name. But whatever it is, my concern is, right, I'm trying to help this gentleman, right, and he get up, and and actually can move and run up the stairs and things like that. So I have an interview, and next time I'm waiting for the doctor I have worked together, before, and I'm working, and I will make a little lecture on that. Okay, yeah. Next picture, please. Okay, so that's why it is evolutions. Now it become methodology. Okay, so from there, from like this, I'll research, like as a research fellow, what happened there? Why is it my energy can trigger the third, other party, the third party, to react, right, and boost, and then nobody heal it. I don't heal the people. Again, I do not heal this guy. Okay, yeah. This patient healed itself. So it's all about self-healing of psychological and physiological problems. So our work is to find out what happened there. What happened there? Next picture, please. Now, also like you strip into the REM now. What happened there? So is it not an evolution of methodology of Qigong? We call it Qigong, isn't it? True, yeah. But because let me finish a few pictures. So the only few picture is because I had the Chinese session a bit early on. Actually, is from my Chinese book. I quote it in my Chinese book. So that's why I'll just translate quickly for you. So this is like a chronicle chart. Okay, yeah. So what I was talking about is obviously just now is 1.7 million years ago. Okay, when all this so-called energy work, that's the heavy, the heaven, earth, and human, right? The mixing of the energy from the consciousness, the subconscious world, and all this coming down gradually, through, like the animal instinct. What happened to our animal instinct, our inborn animal instincts? Okay, what happened to them? Yeah. And then the fire invented, the discoverer of the use of fire actually make all these animal instinct retard, but they lock into our subconsciousness because they are all in our DNA, and stranded DNA is controlled by the subconscious deep inside. So the only thing to reach that is energy. And that's why I bring out the spontaneous energy, spontaneous QiGong, spontaneous methodology, right? And trigger the people, the energy go inside and trigger the subconsciousness, and bang. And then obviously it triggered all this animal instinct coming out when we try to control that through methodology, the Gong Fa. Okay, yeah. So when I'm talking about like from the literature side, obviously I need a lot of classics, and the classics start around 5,000 years ago to talk about it, because, and then obviously I'll take some question. So from the literature's review is we start 5,000 years already recording this spontaneous Qigong, all this Chinese Qigong work. At that time, we're looking at roughly about 5,000 years. But now, recently, in China, archaeological digging, we found civilizations, which is about 9,000 years, the whole civilization dug out, and they found the animal bones, oracle writing on it, which dating actually another it's 10,000 years, though there's villages and things, civilization found out, and they found out a bone, using a bone, using like a flute already there. The carbon-14 of the bone showed that 9,000 years. So, I mean, music is a very sophisticated culture, isn't it? I'm sure our music friends will agree. It's not easy. It's a very, very sophisticated knowledge. And already they have that kind of culture 9,000 years to 10,000 years ago with the oracle bone. So they're still arguing about it in China. But